Since becoming a clan leader in Clash Royale a little over a year ago, I found myself looking at Reddit pages, YouTube videos, websites, trying to find something on tips or literally anything on how to manage a Clash Royale clan. A lot of the videos I found ended up being stuff that was super basic, like how to literally create a clan in Clash Royale, something that Clash Royale takes you through those steps by themselves. And even the videos that I found that did have to do with clan management didn't really account for the new Clan Wars 2 system, something that has completely changed the way in which the game is and changed the way in which you need to run a clan for Clash Royale. And this is especially true if you're talking about a competitive war clan. And that's why I wanted to make a comprehensive guide on everything that I have learned in the past year and a half. So my name is Victor, and this is your advanced guide on Clash Royale clan management. So this video is going to be covering several topics that I'll put on the screen right now, and I'll also be putting time codes down here at the bottom if you want to jump to a particular one. And that's going to be especially useful if you've already established certain parts of your clan and you just want to skip over it. And if you guys want, feel free to comment your clan down below if you want to give it a free shout out. Now keep in mind that you don't have to be a clan leader for this video to be relevant to you. You could be a co-leader, you could be an elder, or even a member. Really, this video is designed to let anyone have a conceptual understanding of what it means to thrive together as a clan and a unit. And also, most of these topics are going to be essentially models for how I personally run my clan. So just keep that in mind and really just do whatever works best for you and your clan. These are really just ideas for you guys, and you can use or not use any one of them. And with that being said, let's get started. So I'm not going to go into an in-depth tutorial on how to make a clan. That's something that's been covered extensively throughout YouTube. So this is going to be something a little bit more specific. Maybe you already have a clan, but it only has 20 members. The unfortunate truth of the matter is, this is something that's going to take time. This is something that will build over the course of several months for you to be able to get to a point where you can reach Legendary League. So here's some active steps that you can take to building your clan up. So number one, you're going to have to be lenient with rules at the start. It'll be hard for players who are looking for committed war clans to join yours if you don't have 50 players. Number two, once you start to get the ball rolling, then you could start gradually increasing the strictness of your rules. When you first start out, you may want to begin having your trophy count and your war point requirement kind of low. Once you get a couple more people in the clan and you're able to do a couple wars with them, you can then start checking their average points, and you can actually base the rules off of the average that people are doing. So let's say people are scoring between 1,200 and 1,600. Maybe you can set your war point requirement to 1,400 and see if the people who are lower, will potentially strive to that goal. Number three, see if there are any other clans who could potentially want to join you if they're looking for more active competitive war clans. Now, there are several different places that you can actually go to post about your clan and kind of advertise it in a way, which could be really beneficial, especially if there are other clans who maybe only have 8 players who are looking to join maybe a clan that has 20, so that they can slowly start building themselves up and finding other people who want to do well in wars. This can be a way to potentially gain members more quickly without having to recruit specifically individual people. Which brings us to point number 4. If you have the time, it might be worth creating some backup accounts to use. Having a few players that have second accounts in the clan could be really useful for filling in a couple of extra spots that you might not have to reach that 50 limit. My clan for a while pretty much only had 35 unique members when we were in the gold leagues, and the rest was filled in by second and sometimes even third accounts from my members that would essentially dedicate themselves to not just playing 4 battles every single day, but sometimes 8 or even 12 if they had 3 accounts in the clan. These players are specifically great as well, because if you're able to find people who are willing to do that and they're dedicated to that, they could be fantastic options to be leaders in your clan in the future. So it's great if you just look out for those types of things. So now I want to move into the rules aspect of the video. So now that you have close to 50 members, what do you do with all this power? As a leader, you have to be willing to make some of the hard decisions of a clan, and you really can't play favorites with certain players. If you're in silver or gold, you could still have some room to relax. However, you really want to be starting to set the standard for how you expect the clan to be running in the future. You'll find that when you're rising through gold, there's going to be some weeks where you're fighting for your life to win those wars. And there's going to be other weeks where it's a cakewalk. And that's just the nature of being in those leagues where you have people who are striving to be the best, and you also have people who have won but like don't really care about winning. 1600 war points essentially represents the bare minimum of what you should be doing in clan wars. If you lose all of your war battles, 1600 is the amount of points you get. So the advantage to this in those leagues was if you completely lost, you would essentially be safe. However, at the same time, if you missed a day, you would have the opportunity through wins to catch up. This isn't something that is very convenient or doable when you get to like the legendary leagues. However, when you're still building your clan in the gold leagues, it's not a bad standard to go off of. Our current rules now require that any new players have to have 5,600 trophies, and the war point minimum is 2,200 points in a given weekend. Another one of our big rules is that players are not allowed to partially play their war decks, but that's something that we're going to talk about a little bit later as I go into detail about it. Next, we're going to talk about the leadership structure of the clan. One of the most important aspects of having a successful clan is having a leadership team that you can trust and that is dependable. Now, of course, this is far easier said than done. Early on, one of the best ways you can achieve this is by having a group of friends that you know who play the game that you can trust. But of course, not all of us have friends who are as committed to Clash Royale as we are. There's always a risk to promoting literally anyone to co-leader. Even people who you meet, who you think are super cool and trustworthy, things can happen down the line where they essentially get hurt and they could end up kicking every single person in your clan. Speaking of which, this is your warning to pay attention to potentially large groups of people who may join your clan at once. Sometimes if you get these groups of friends who all join your clan together and you give one of them leadership, pretty soon you could find that all of them are asking for leadership. On top of that, if you end up demoting one of them or needing to kick one of them even just because they didn't play their war battles, all of them could end up leaving, which could potentially cause a massive void in your clan. So I would just say, be conscious of these people and be very careful with who you trust and who you choose to promote. You're probably going to have some players who are going to be there for a couple weeks and they're going to be like, hey, I feel like I've done a lot and I deserve to be co-leader. Please promote me or I'm leaving. Some of the bold ones might even say that after a few days. So I'm going to give you guys a list that you can use as criteria for potentially promoting someone. Number 1, they don't ask for leadership. Number 2, they're active in the chat and they do their war battles. Number 3, they're willing to help with tasks that maybe no one else wants to. Number 4, they donate. Number 5, they're active in the Discord. Number 6, they're respectful and nice, just good human beings. Number 7, they actually enjoy being in the clan and like the people around them and the environment that it is. And number 8, and this is probably one of the most important ones, they don't want to be a leader just for the power or the title. I personally don't think I would advise on having more than 8 leaders at a given time in your clan. Now this is specifically co-leaders because you could theoretically consider elders as leaders, but I mean specifically co-leaders. Even then, I think 8 is a bit of a generous number. Like you could probably have significantly less than that, but depending on how much help you need and the complications of the things that are going in the clan, you might need a couple more. Here are a couple of delegations as well that you can give to co-leaders to perform certain tasks in the clan because as a leader, let's be real, you can't do everything yourself. The first is helping with the war reset. This is something I'm going to talk about a little bit later in the video, but it's something that's important. Having someone who is ready to play battles about 1 to 2 hours before the decks reset is going to be very beneficial. Another one is recruitment. That's something that's going to be big. You would definitely want people who are every single week when you lose players to potentially gain those players back so you can keep maintaining a strong force in the war. Another can be clan management for your secondary clan. This is going to be big because inevitably you're going to be juggling a bunch of stuff with your primary clan, and you might not have time to keep going to a second account who's potentially in the other clan, recruiting people, getting people to play war battles, like maybe trying to get that clan out from Bronze League and maybe to Upper Silver League or even Gold League so that that clan can be more enticing for new members. Another one can be encouragement. This is someone who is going to be online frequently, who can be messaging in the chat, nudging people inside of Clash Royale, like saying, hey, please play your battles. And it can even involve messaging people on Discord who it's getting pretty close to the reset, you don't know if they're going to play their battles, etc. And lastly, you can have someone who's kind of in charge of promoting certain people to Elder, kicking certain people who don't play their war battles, and even demoting Elders if they don't play their war battles either. There is a small caveat to this, however, I'm going to be discussing it a little bit later. For Elders, you can choose essentially whatever system that you want to promote people. You can base it off of war points, like how much they're scoring in a single week. You can base it off of how much they play, like how much they are in the clan and they're active. My recommendation is that you keep it to something that you can keep track of, something that maybe is objective, like, you know, that you can measure. However, really you can base it off of whatever you feel is best, as long as I think you communicate that to your members. We personally promote Elders as people who have either been in the clan for an extensive period of time and or people who place top 10 in our clan wars in terms of points get promoted to Elder because it's a sign of respect. Like, hey, thank you for contributing. Thank you for performing well. Here's Elder status. We also in our Discord try to get our Elders to help with decision-making processes. We have a specific channel in our Discord that gets the co-leaders to essentially ask questions to the Elders as well, and we can make decisions together as a group, not just 3, 4, 5 people have all the decision-making power. So as a leader, there are actually a couple of resources that you guys have that I'll be sure to link those websites in the description for you guys below. But there's several different things that you can use to just really keep track of your clan. So I really like this website, Stats Royale, because if you look up your clan, sometimes you have to update it if it's not really recent, like the data. You can see our clan war trophies and the dates. So this is February of this year, 2022. So then you could see this is February 2021. And then this would be January of 2020. So this was November of 2019. And you can actually see us going up in trophies and gradually, like as we went from essentially silver to, I think this is silver, I'm not sure what the silver trophy count is, all the way up to legendary where we are now, which legendary is 3,000. So we've been here for a couple months now. It's interesting just to see those types of stats. This is great. It has some info on your members, like even when they're last seen. You have stuff like Royale API, which shows you a lot of different information. You can see war stats, you can see so much stuff that is just ridiculous that will essentially help you keep track of your clan. Deckshop has a lot of different stuff as well. So really these are just resources for you guys if you're a leader to be able to keep track of certain things that are going on in your clan. Now let's talk about Discord. Discord for me is where everything happens for our clan. Clash Royale has been around for a couple of years and there have been so many updates, and it's still very flawed when it comes to communicating with other people. Because of this, using something like Discord can be extremely helpful and powerful for you guys. It's going to help you with engagement and it's going to help you with communication, and those two things are going to be very important, especially as you start climbing up the ladder. So I'll show you guys in a little bit the essential channels you kind of want to have in your Discord for Clash Royale specifically in order to effectively communicate with your members. However, if you guys want a more extensive video on setting up, you know, your Discord or the bots that are involved in that, just leave a comment down below, and if there's enough support for it, maybe I'll do it. So there's a couple of essential channels that I kind of want to show you guys that we use personally that I think would really benefit you. The first one is a start here page, and essentially it's the home base for where you want the people to be, right? So you're going to have like a welcome, you're going to say like, this is what all the channels are used for and what you're kind of doing. And so it's pretty much like a home base for where new people who join your clan can go if they're confused or need somewhere to be. The second one is the rules section. Now we have rules for staying in fire, and then we have also rules for potentially if you want to gain leadership. This is if you want to be a leader, this is what you have to follow. So that being said, it's very important for you to have rules for your Discord server if you feel like you need to, and also to show the rules that you have for your clan. The other thing that's pretty important is a clan info page. This is a place where we can go and just have our primary clan, our secondary clan, and we even have a third clan, so that anyone can just come back to this if they need to leave the clan for a certain period of time. If they're going on vacation or something and need to go back, they can easily look up the clan and find it again. We also have here our leaders and like what their jobs are and what they do. And we have put like our flyer here, which shows, hey, this is like the one that you want to use. And if someone wants to promote the clan, they can just come and grab it from here. Another one is leader announcements. We have something called Clash announcements, which links directly to the Clash Royale server if they announce something. But this is a primarily important, which is leadership announcements, which is if we want to send a message to people, this is where they go and this is where they get it. Lastly, the last two things is you want to have a general chat that just has a bunch of stuff. And then you also want to have a leadership chat that basically talks about, you know, all those different and important things. So those are the primary channels that I have for our Discord, and you can create pretty much anything that you want to supplement those things. We have specific channels for war. People who aren't familiar with clan wars, we have this page that kind of shows videos on this is how it is. We have tips and tricks. We have if people are going on vacation, you know, all those different types of things. So we have options and outlets for all these people to explore, and it kind of gets everything and everyone together in one place to communicate and just have the best clan communication possible. I have the deckshop.pro bot, which is very useful because it keeps a log. It has a couple other features. If you want to like look at the commands, you could check their website, but the primary thing is that it has a log of every single thing that has happened in this clan, which can be very, very handy if there's anything that's disputable. Like I can go back months with this thing and say, oh, Red Spider joined the clan, you know what I mean? And it's very handy to have something like that because the clan chat in Clash Royale is not very effective with those things. I'll put the links of the official websites of the Discord bots down in the description if you guys are interested in using them at all. Also, another thing is you probably don't want to have your Discord invite link inside of your clan description in Clash Royale. It's not a huge deal, but sometimes random people could potentially join your server and see what you're saying, and honestly, we wouldn't want any trade secrets being revealed. Now, the next topic of the video is recruitment. Now, even after reaching a 50-player clan, you'll still need to keep recruiting. This will likely be one of the biggest responsibilities that you'll have to have in the clan. More likely than not, you're going to have at least one person that you're going to be kicking out on a week-to-week basis. And because of that, you're going to need to account for that player. You know, if you didn't recruit, then you're just going to slowly start losing people. Now, this is totally up to you because theoretically you can just leave your clan open invite, you know, like have the certain amount of trophies that you want and just anyone who wants to join your clan can. However, it is a little bit harder because once you start reaching the higher levels, you know, you don't know for sure if that person's going to be able to put in the war points, even if they say they're going to. So because of that, it might be good for you to have a specific dedicated leader or maybe a few who are out on Facebook, out on Reddit, or whatever platform you want to use to find people who maybe are specifically interested in joining an active war clan. Now, again, this can just be any type of leader. You can delegate this to a co-leader, you can delegate it to elders, you can delegate it to one co-leader and they can delegate it to several elders. So really the options are limitless. So it's totally up to what you want to do. Now there's several ways in which you can get new members into your clan. One of the first ones is by recruiting people from ladder that you play against who might not have a clan. In addition to this, you could find people in the challenges that you play who might not have a clan. That's always possible as well. A method that I think is more effective is potentially recruiting through Facebook or Reddit, which I've mentioned a couple times in this video already. Now, the thing that I like about Facebook so much is that it's designed to have groups of people who all share the same interest and to kind of come together and find what they're looking for, essentially. I believe that there are 5 or 6 groups on Facebook that are designed specifically for Clash Royale recruiting. You could just put it in the search bar, Clash Royale recruiting, and a couple of groups will show up. Request to join those groups and have at it. Now, keep in mind that each group, specifically on Facebook, might have its own set of rules, so you make sure you want to be respectful of those rules, while also, of course, you don't want to be kicked from the group or muted because you didn't follow the guidelines that they put in place. But it's a great way to find people who don't have a clan who are posting saying, hey guys, I need a clan, who wants me? And it's also a good place for you to post about your own clan, saying, hey, this is our clan, these are our standards, these are our rules, and come join us if you want to win a legendary every single week. One thing that you can do as well, which our clan did, is potentially create a flyer. I'll put it on the screen right now. This is by no means something that you have to do, but it helps create something a little bit more appealing to look at and engaging for new people who are looking for clans. Now let's talk clan war strategy. Of course, winning battles is important. However, getting 2 legendary leagues is really going to be focused on one specific goal, and that's getting all 50 players in your clan to play their war battles. When you're rising to legendary, what's determining whether or not you're winning a war is not if all your players are winning. It's actually based so much more on if all 50 players are participating. I'm so confident in this, I would even go as far as saying, if you had all 50 players in your clan play and they all lost all their battles, you might still win. The problem in those leagues is not winning, it's getting active members. And that's what I've been trying to build this entire video, is getting 50 people who are active and dedicated to the clan. Once you have that, you're already going to have the base foundation you need to get to legendary. Now, when you get to legendary, of course, you're going to have to be a little bit more strict in your rules and your regulations and the points that the people are putting up. However, up until then, you're pretty much just looking for participation. Really, when you start to get up there, you're just encouraging members, hey, we can't do the bare minimum anymore, we have to start winning. Now, of course, everyone has bad days, everyone has bad weeks. However, when you're in legendary, nobody theoretically should be getting 1600 war points. That is not enough to compete against some of the higher level clans. Now, I want to briefly talk about attacking boats because this is something that can help you, but also very much hurt you. First, you don't get nearly as many points for attacking a boat than you do for doing anything else. And so even if you win your warboat attack, I think you get 125 points, which really is not great. So when you go to do boat attacks, there should only be 2 situations in which you do. One is if it's the last war day and you think that there might be another clan that will pass you if you don't attack their boat. And the second would be maybe you are in first place, but you want to prevent the second place clan from even crossing the finish line. But the big emphasis here is that if you're down in points, if you're not in first place, if you're not doing well, do not attack boats. They're not going to get you as many points, and ultimately the points you get from scoring first place or second place or third place or like any place above what you would get is going to put you so much further than attacking someone's boat would. Now we're going to talk about war jumps. When you get to legendary, war jumps is going to be something that's going to make or break whether or not you're going to win the war. One of the elements of how Clan Wars 2 currently operates involves having a reset of your decks every 24 hours. Now, for anyone in the Americas or a couple other countries, this reset could happen very, very late at night or very, very early in the morning. Now, let me define war jumps for you really quick before we go a little bit more into it. War jumps are essentially having 1, 2, 3 people, however many that you have, ready to have backup accounts in place to swap with people in your clan who did not play their war battles. Your jump squad is often your saving grace in clan wars. They are more often than not, especially in the legendary clan leagues, going to be the only reason you're able to win clan wars. Even if you win the first 2 days of war, you can't let your guard down. It is so easy for you to win day 1 and day 2 of war day, and for another clan to sneak up behind you and win day 3 and day 4 and to just beat you. Especially because if you're the first place clan the first 2 days, more likely than not, you're gonna have like the bottom clans attacking your warboat, which then gives you less points on days 3 and 4 when the other teams get when another team could get first place. Now, what have we been emphasizing this whole time? Essentially, you need all 50 people playing their war battles. And the way that Clan Wars 2 works is only 50 people can play war battles. Now, what does this mean? It means that if you're on day 2 and Billy, for example, does not play his war battles, and that means you have 49 people who played war battles, you could kick Billy out and you can bring in a second account, and that second account can now play as the 50th spot in your clan. So my advice to you is have someone who's dedicated to that. I know it can be hard depending on what time zone you live in, but you need dedicated players who are willing to do that. And the unfortunate reality of it is if you don't, it's going to cost you wars. And I can't tell you guys how many wars, I'll probably post some screenshots on the screen right now, how many wars we have won by 100, 200, 300 points just because we jumped. It saved us. It completely saved us. So I highly encourage you to have a jump squad. If you're able to find that many people, have certain people on rotation. You can either do it on a weekly basis, like, hey, these 2 players, this whole weekend, you guys are in charge of doing this, and they do that every other week. Or you could have it so that 1 player or 2 players are set for Friday, 1 or 2 players are set for Saturday, Sunday, etc. And Thursday. I missed Thursday, but you know what I mean. So hopefully if you have a team of people who is willing to do that, and it's not left to just 1 or 2 people, hopefully they're not going to get burnt out, and they're not going to have to potentially leave the clan because they do a lot of work and maybe they don't even feel like they're being appreciated for the stuff that they're doing. If you're not in a time zone like that, then you probably don't have to worry about it as much. Now, a really quick side note to that is when it comes to delegations for co-leaders, you could actually kind of include many of those roles and tasks into the person who is doing war jumps. Why is that significant? It's because oftentimes the people who are doing the jumps will already be the ones, for example, kicking players for not being active or promoting certain players because they're already going to be online at the end of the war week if that's how you want to be promoting elders for performance. So it's very possible that the co-leaders that you have assigned, or even elders if you have people who are willing to do that, could also be the ones responsible for certain other tasks in the clan. So now we're moving on to playing partial battles. One of the things that you definitely need to look out for in clan wars is players who are playing only part of their clan war battles. Now, why do I personally greatly discourage people from doing this? It's because the way Clan Wars 2 works is you only have 50 people who can participate in your war. It's not about the amount of decks that are played. It's about the amount of people who have played. So if we take Billy again, for example, we have 49 people who played all their war battles, and Billy played 2 and not 4. When it comes time to jump and we kick Billy out and bring someone in, that person actually can't play not just 2 war battles, or they can't play any war battles, because it's about the amount of people participating in the war, not the amount of decks that are played. Because of this, it's important for you to emphasize to your clan not to play partial war battles. Either don't play or do them all. This is especially something that you don't want to risk, because if you have a jump squad who's getting up at 4 in the morning to be able to do these jumps, and then they come to find out that they did all that work just so that they couldn't, actually play their battles because someone did a partial battle, that's extremely frustrating to them, especially given the fact that they have to do a lot of hard work to do that. So that's something I would highly discourage in your clan, and I would hope that you emphasize it to people who are coming in. And lastly, guys, just as a recap, you're going to want to, 1, form a solid leadership team that you can trust. 2, you're going to want to create and enforce the rules that you want for your clan. 3, you're going to want to encourage active communication in the Discord. 4, you want to be recruiting actively. And 5, you're really going to want to emphasize getting all 50 players to play their war battles. If you follow these guidelines, I'm almost sure that your clan is going to be going to greater heights. But remember, if you're still in silver or gold or even bronze for that matter, remember it's going to take a lot of patience, determination, and dedication to get to where you want to be. This is not something that will happen overnight. With all that being said, I wish you the best with your clan. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave it down below and I'll answer them as soon as I can. Thank you guys so much and happy clashing.